Oh yeah! Welcome to How Can She Snap? This is the Marvel Snap podcast dedicated to the filthy casual. I'm the kid, one half of the Super Snapper Rose, here with my brother from the same mother, Mr. Whoop.
No big deal, bub.
No big deal. The bub is here. The bub is in the building. We're going to be talking about all your bubs on this episode. Not too crazy of an episode we have, it's probably going to be a shorter one, and every time I say that, we end up rambling for like 2 hours, but, it's all good. Not too much has been going on, other than Deadpool's Diner. There's been no major changes to the game, is what I'm trying to say, but we got 2 new cards. Well, one new card that came out, which is Copycat, which we're going to talk about. And then, there is another card that's available, Cassandra Nova from the Bub Diner there. Me and No Big Deal have grinded this card out, and we will give our thoughts on this card. And, there's still plenty of time to get this card, and, maybe we'll give you some tips and tricks on how to get her. And we're going to be talking a little bit about the Deadpool's Diner. There's a lot of hot takes going on out there. No Big Deal's definitely got some stuff to say about the diner. You know how he is. He's got his opinions. Let's get it. The kid, no big deal. How the hell are you, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I mean, we talked about it a little bit on the Joe episode, but it's like, a couple of the big problems with this game are, it can get a little stale in the late game when, there's only things to do are ladder and conquest and, the early pool 3 stuff. And I think they're doing a good job in Snap helping out both. We got bundles for the pool 3 guys, and we got Deadpool's Diner for people who are sick of playing ladder, people who are sick of playing conquest, the same grind over and over again. It's like we got something fresh, something new, different game mode. And man, I'm loving it. I'm really into it. I think it's sick. I think it's different. And I've played a lot of Marvel Snap this week, and all exclusively in the Deadpool's Diner. I haven't played anywhere else.
I'm the same as you. I'm like, I just checked my conquest today because I'm like, am I even gonna get this variant this month? I'm like, because I'm not getting it. I can't fucking stop playing the Diner. I can't stop
until I get to 500 million. I'm not stopping.
I'm not stop. There's a leaderboard. I just checked it before this.
Oh, that's hilarious.
42 billion. The top 100 get a little what's it called? Like a nameplate thing. What the hell are they called? It's called best. It's gonna be like best bubs.
Mm.
The like in-game title or something.
I can see people wailing for that because if on the last shop, what am I, the 30 mil shop anyway? 1.35 billion for 8K gold. I mean, I could see someone paying to win their way. Just pull out the old wallet.
That'd be hilarious. Just like fucking last day, $500.
Yeah.
Who's the best bub now?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's great. But yeah, we'll talk about the Deadpool Diner. I mean, you want to talk about it now or you want to talk about it later? You told me you want to talk about the meta first before, but
yeah, I think it kind of leads into the diner, but it's up to you, kid. I'll leave it up to you, buddy.
Okay, all right. We'll get in the diner later because there's some hot takes and shit. Let's talk about the meta right now. And the meta that we're going to be talking about is the Deadpool Diner meta because this whole episode's going to be the best bubs meta. Because honestly, like No Big Deal said, he hasn't played anything else, and I sure as hell have not played any ladder. Have not played any conquest. Only Deadpool's Diner, strictly gambling away my bubs like a filthy casual out there. But let's talk about the new card. I think we both got this card. I definitely did. It's on the screen. It's Copycat. Yeah. It's a 3/5. When you draw this, steal the text from the bottom card of your opponent's deck. Now, I think we touted this card as probably the best card of the month this month. Mm-hmm. I think we gave this card pretty high praise. No Big Deal. Do you think it lives up to its high praise that we gave it?
Well, I haven't played it too much. It feels pretty good to me. It doesn't feel like it's lived up to the high praise, but I will say I've maybe played 10, 15 games with this card. I think I only played it in Surfer, so like just on like day 1 of release. I've just been hard into junk. Like I've only played junk basically for the last week. I'm having so much fun with this freaking junk shit. It's way too much fun. So I haven't got to mess around with it too much, but looking on Twitter, a lot of the top players are playing her. Like, Spyro just posted a deck today. I think his looks pretty sick. And there's a lot of like Thena, Copycat stuff on Untapped. A lot of the top decks seem to be running her. So I'm getting this sense that she seems like Nocturne power level ish. Like just it's a 3/5, just a good 3/5 with a really good and powerful effect. Similar to Nocturne, kind of like also versatile. You could put her in multiple decks. Like, it doesn't have to be an Athena deck. Like, it's not like she's an Athena card or anything. So that's kind of the sense I'm getting from this card. But I would say that I'm just my first impressions are she's not quite as strong as I thought she would be, and Cassandra Nova is even a little bit stronger than I thought she would be. And I was pretty high on Nova as well, and skeptical of this one. So, what do you think, kid?
Yeah, so I think that Nocturne is a better card than this card. Nocturne just like even Nocturne stats, like she's like one of the most like winningest cards, like just like it being in your deck. It's like it's pretty insane, and it's like kind of a sneaky good card. It's just really good. This card I love this card. I actually play this card in so many different decks. Like mill, the mid-range stuff, actually a bunch of little mid-range stuff. You could throw this card in any deck. I've tried some surfer lists with her. I think she's just a generically really good card and a really fun card. I think honestly this card's gonna get better as time goes on. As there's less and less Arishem, this card gets better and better. When I have this card against a non-Arishem deck, it is popping off. It is insane. When I have it against an Arishem deck, it's like okay, it's a 3/5 that has some random effect that's like sometimes good, sometimes bad. Like I've got
Probably
green.
worth taking most of the time against our
Yeah, like I've got Green Goblin once. I'm like, damn it! Like, I'm like, can he fill his lane so I can play a 3/5? Like, like RSM, you can get some good stuff. Like I've got like Loki off it once, like that kind of stuff. You can get good stuff with the RSM players, but it's a lot worse into RSM than like it's like the exact opposite of Cassandra Nova. But like if you're not playing RSM, which in the higher Deadpool tiers or what's it called, the Deadpool's Diner tiers, there's not really that much RSM anymore. Like I feel like it's kind of fallen off a little bit. I still see it obviously, but like this card does so much work. If you steal, like everyone's putting Shang-Chi in their decks. If this card takes Shang-Chi, which I have done a bunch of times,
yeah,
it's insane.
yeah.
One, because it's free reign for you to just play your big boys, and two, you're just Shang-Chiing with a 3/5. Like they're big boys, they have no clue. It's at the bottom of their deck. They're not drawing it. They don't know, so and they don't know you have Copycat. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous card. Like this card gets like Darkhawk, gets Iron Man, it gets like Sage. You get all these weird good cards. Like I've gotten like Thena, I've gotten Angela off this card, and it's like it's crazy, man. It's like a really really good card. Just into Arshem, it's like it's okay. It's like a 3/5 that can do better. So like Nocturne's good all of the time. I think another card that deserves a mention in this kind of category of generically like kind of good 3-drop that you can put in many decks. I think Red Guardian's one of those cards as well.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's any more that could really be like, hey, this kind of a really good 3-drop you can just put anywhere. Gladiator is probably all right, but more so with Mill and stuff. But Gladiator is pretty good card. But yeah, I actually love this card, and like the information it gives you is pretty relevant. I actually like it in Mill as well. This card being played at Mill has been a lot of fun. A lot of my grinding up to before Cassandra Nova, I played a lot of Mill, and then I put this card in Mill, and it's like you get rid of all their cards in their deck, and it's great. It's just fun. If you're not playing Arshem. And then
tricky Arshem matchup.
Yeah, the Arshem with Mill is like pretty bad.
Yeah.
I actually, for some reason, like it is a bad matchup, but for some reason I won most of them. I don't know why, but like I wasn't having too much trouble with Arshem game. They must have just been getting unlucky, But like the Doc Ock on 4 is devastating, obviously. But yeah, you mill all their cards, and then like if you get a good mill draw, and if you draw a Copycat, like you take their last card, and it's like what their last card is. And sometimes they get to a point where like they're drawing their last card on turn 6, and like so what they're drawing, you screwed them or not, if you screwed them or not, or if you like took a good card or got a bad card, so you kind of know like where you're at, and it's pretty fun and interesting. And I don't know, I'm having a lot of fun with this card. I think it's a really good release, really cool release, really good effect.
I love the Shang-Chi point you brought up. That's kind of funny. If you could find a way to get an early Shang-Chi off, like on turn 4 or 5 in a game like that, and then like they think they're safe.
Yeah.
and you just have the copycat.
I've done that.
Yeah, I think you just have actual Shang-Chi in your deck because most decks just have it, right? So it's like, oh, they can't Shang-Chi me twice. Like, oh no, actually, a copycat can Shang-Chi twice.
Yeah, just earlier today, actually, I played a game and it was like there was Monsters Island, and like I stole the Shang-Chi, and I had my own Shang-Chi, so I used my own Shang-Chi on turn 4 on Monsters
You don't
Island.
want to reveal the copycat, yeah.
Yeah. Then they started to get brave with Darkhawk and stuff like that. I just own them on turn 6.
Oh, that's beautiful. Love it when a plan comes together.
It was good. I think they gave me the Miss Marvel thumbs up, but you know.
Oh, come on! You gotta
Motherfuckers never loved us.
Yeah, that's a sweet play. That's not a Marvel thumbs up.
There has been some
Miss
fucking
Marvel
salt.
thumbs up is Doc on 4. That's a Miss Marvel thumbs up.
Yeah, well, I don't even care about that. There has been some salt in the diner. Let me tell you, I've gotten way more thumbs up, like undeserved. Like even for like normally winning, I've gotten so much salt from people. I don't know.
I agree, man. I'm sensing some hostility in there. I thought maybe it's because I was playing Junk, because Junk's pretty oppressive, and I was playing Junk the whole time. So I'm like, all right, maybe it's just because I'm playing Junk. But now that you mention it, okay, maybe it's just the diner. Like people are like really don't want to go to 0 bumps.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. It's like you don't have to go. And we'll talk about some tips how to not like lose all your bubs as well. But like I played like mostly I was playing Phoenix Force because it's a really good meta for Phoenix Force in the diner right now. I grinded most of my games with Phoenix Force. It was great. Sometimes I would just play multiple men on 2, and like I wouldn't have Phoenix Force in hand, and they would just leave and give me a thumbs up.
Like, bro, I can't kill it. I can't.
I know, like sometimes it just be like that, and I'm just like, whatever. Like that happened a few times, and I'm like, all right, I'll take my 50k bubs, like or whatever it was at the time.
It makes sense. It starts like snapping on 3, right? So
on 4, it starts snapping on 4.
Is it 4? Okay, yeah, they're leaving the turn early then.
It snaps on 4, it snaps on 5, and then
at least wait for the snap. Jeez.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I don't know, whatever. It's just salt. It's been pure salt. It's been funny though. I'm like I just laugh it off because it's hilarious. But yeah. Anyways, I digress. Copycat.
I do want to bring up this deck because I think it's the one Spyro posted. I just while you were talking about it, I pulled up Untapped and I just went top 10% Infinite and literally the first deck here, and I think is the exact one he posted on Twitter. So I don't know if it's his deck or but Spyro's like a top 10 like ladder player. He's one of the best.
Yeah, he's really good.
So he's the one who came up with that LDS list, I think, right? He got LDS nerfed, I think. So
yeah, I think so.
That was his fault. Oh, that was a Pixie. Yeah, that was like a Pixie LDS. Yeah, that was him. Anyway, so Kitty Pryde, Dina, Angela, Jeff. So no Nocturne. All right. So Cassandra Nova, Juggernaut, the butt Juggernaut, Hope Summers, Copycat, Shang-Chi, Captain Marvel. Higher, Further, Faster, Gwenpool, and Vision. So it's it's like Athena deck, but you got some interesting top end stuff. Captain Marvel, Gwenpool, Vision. You want to hit the Marvel and the Vision, obviously with the Gwenpool, but pretty cool that there's Cassie Nova and Copycat both in this deck. So it's like if you run into Arishem, you do have the Cassandra Nova, and then if you don't run into Arishem, then you got the Copycat. So
yeah,
kind of interesting deck. I think I want to try this to try to get to the 500 million because, like I said, 0 to 30 million. I'm at around 32 million, I think, right now, bubs, and I've literally played like almost exclusively Junk. I played 90% Junk, so
yeah,
I'd like to play something else. I haven't really got to play with Cassandra Nova or Copycat that much, so.
Play with them.
Looks like a cool deck to play both.
Yeah, you got the card now, so like it doesn't matter. You can just mess around, like the variant, sure, whatever. Like the exponential growth is so crazy that you could probably get there in like 10 games if you really like won them. Like if really was trying.
It'll all depend on if I win. I mean, I'm gonna go in and go all in on my next game, and if I lose, then I'll have 30 million tomorrow.
Exactly.
We keep going but if I win, I'll get 60 mil. So we'll see. How it goes.
I actually played that deck a lot. Who the hell posted it? Who did I get it from? Shit, I can't remember. Let's see if I even still have it. I might have deleted it. Nova Gwen.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
I don't know. I forget who I got it from. But yeah, I did play it. So if Spyro posted it, sure, we can give him credit.
Spyro's is a little different than this one. If you click the deck. I just see Copycat on the screen right now. Oh no, you're right. No, I'm sorry. You're right. This is the exact same deck. Yeah.
This list is fun, and Juggernaut's an unreal surprise card right now in the meta.
Yeah.
And playing this deck, I've had Captain Marvel win me a few games already. It's pretty nice. If you get Hope Summers down early, this deck just kind of pops off. Like Hope Summers Gwenpool, this deck pops off because then you could play Captain Marvel, Kitty Pryde. Like you're just like if you have Thena down, you do some wild shit. And yeah, you have Copycat if there's no what's it called? If there's no Arshem, and Cassandra Nova if there is, and it's like a 320. It's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's a fun deck. But yeah, Copycat. Final thoughts. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think she's really good. Like I said, I think she's Nocturne power level. I mean, if you think Nocturne is better, I don't know. I think her ceiling's quite a bit higher than the Nocturne. But Nocturne's always good. You always get to move it. So the floor on Nocturne's a lot higher than her. So to me, it's a similar power level to a card like that. Yeah, probably a good card to go pick up and get in your collection. But she's not. She doesn't feel meta breaking to me. I will say that.
Yeah, I agree. I think just like a very generic good card that's actually fun with a cool effect, like really cool effect. So it makes it more fun.
Yeah.
I think is a good pickup, and but not busted at all.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she'll ever be nerfed, to be honest.
Well, we'll see. She's popping.
We'll see, I guess.
All the top deck. Oh yeah, 3 of the top decks she's in. But that could just be people want to play around with the cards.
Yeah.
So who knows?
Yeah. And it took me 4 keys, so fuck you, Copycat.
Same here. Yeah.
Oh, there, yeah, the sadness.
It's okay.
But we got a free card. I'm not complaining.
Yeah, I got two good pickups this week. So yeah.
Yeah, we got this. We got Copycat. We got a free card, which we'll talk about now. Cassandra Nova, and also the last OTA we got a couple of new cards. In Viper, Lockjaw, so that was good too.
True. Yeah.
So Cassandra Nova, a 3/1 on reveal, steal 1 power from each card in your opponent's deck. So it steals the card, adds it to her power, and afflicts those cards that she stole it from. I believe this is Professor X's evil sister, twin sister.
Ah, okay, that's the.
You guys want to know the lore that I've heard people say. I don't know the lore, but this is what I've heard, and that's why she's bald. I guess I don't know.
Looks like alopecia, if I had to guess. I'm not seeing eyebrows.
Yeah, maybe she's got skinny eyebrows.
Oh, okay, never mind.
There and there.
Not like Charlie V then.
No, not like Charlie. Yeah, Charlie Villanueva voice, the really old Raptor, the good old days, Toronto Raptors. Anyways, what do you think about the card?
I think she's very good. Like I don't think she's just an Arsham counter. I think this is a genuinely good card. I do like the shuffle synergy with Darkhawk's really cool. That's like a Copycat thing. Sorry, Copycat hits the bottom. So I mean, you can play this card with Copycat. She obviously works well with Darkhawk as well. You're adding rocks to the deck, or you're Black Widowing, and then they can't draw, so their deck's bigger. That's really cool, and you could kind of proc her twice. I've seen her like in bounce lists. People are playing her, bouncing her, playing her again. The afflict is a little bit annoying too to deal with. I just think it's a really good card. Its only real limitation is you really don't want to be playing her on turn 5. She's kind of like a dead card. Turn 5, 6, 7, like forget about it. It's kind of just a shit card at that point. But I would say that's like similar to a card like Sage. Like I think she's like Sage power level to me, because Sage is like you can't just play Sage on 3 like just outright. Like Sage, the conditions have to be right. You have to hold it. The lane has to be set up correctly, and so I think Cassandra Nova is kind of like that. If you're playing her on 3, it's great. 3/7. She's just a 3/7. So 3/7, no downside. Gladiators 3/8, pretty big downside. Doesn't happen most of the time, but you can absolutely just lose you the game, right? So just 3/7, no downside, and afflicts. If they play 1 card that's afflicted, that's a 3/8 with absolutely no downside. So I think she's a very good card.
Yeah, I think she's a good card. Before I talk more about her, why don't you talk about the shuffle synergy with Copycat?
Yeah, so Copycat always hits the bottom card of the opponent's deck. So then your opponent's not going to see it. But if you're playing like a Darkhawk deck, you want your opponent to draw rocks. You want them to draw bricks. So then you could play like a Korg or something, or a Korg or a Rock Slide after you play Copycat, and it says shuffle rocks into the opponent's deck. So now whatever card, so say you took their Shang-Chi, for example, right? Like you were saying earlier, kid, you take their Shang-Chi. Now they could top deck their Shang-Chi because you shuffled their deck. So he was at the bottom, but they could draw a 4/3 brick. Now I guess you lose out on the information. So maybe it's like a high skill cap thing where it's like maybe I hold my cord because I don't want them to know that I stole this. But most of the time, I think you want them to draw the brick. Let them draw the 5/0 Iron Man that just does absolutely nothing. Like let's let them draw that card. That'd be hilarious. So. Or snap before you play the rock or something if it's a really good steal. So yeah, you can make them draw their bricked out cards, and it's just another brick. It's like another rock in the deck. So like that's a pretty powerful thing to do, and obviously obvious synergy with like Darkhawk type of decks. And Darkhawk's obviously good against Arasham, which still like 30% play rate in the meta. So these cards are very interesting and I think worth getting, both of them.
Yeah, and. Yeah. I thought that was a really good point that you brought up. That's why I wanted you to talk about it more because it's a very cool, interesting synergy there. Mm-hmm. Cassandra Nova, I have to agree with you for the most part. I think she is a good card, absolutely. A good card. Is she like an amazing card? I don't know. I guess she's pretty good, but I wouldn't say she's like amazing. Like I don't.
Is Gladiator amazing? Probably not, right?
Yeah, probably not. He's good. He's very good.
I think she's similar power level to a Gladiator type.
Probably, yeah. She's probably around Gladiator
type of card. Sage, Gladiator.
Yeah, I think Sage and Gladiator are a little bit better than her. I would say because Gladiator you can play anytime and you're not really that sad, right? And he's a 3/8. There's a small downside, sure, but whatever. Sage, I think. You can if you let's just say you play Sage on turn 3, she can be a 3/6 a lot of the time. That's still not great. That's still it's still shit.
Yeah.
But Sage, you're usually in the type of deck where you want to play Sage last and you want to get that big surprise power, right?
Yeah, or
that's kind of the point of her.
Or Bounce or Ravonna or something.
Yeah. Whereas her, she just sucks if you play her late. You have to draw her early. If you don't, getting a 3/4 late in the game, you're not just not playing her. It's bad. But on 3, she's good. I'm not trying to say she's a bad card. I'm not shitting on her. She's a good card. She's a very good card. I think she's a good card. I've been enjoying playing her.
She's like Nebula late. Think about playing Nebula on turn 6. It's horrible.
Yeah, but it's a 1-drop. You can pepper it in, right? It's just an extra power you can usually spare to throw or not. If you miss out on 1 power, you don't really care. Her, you want to get the 7 power. You want to get her. I guess if you're playing against Arasham, you can play her late. It's probably even optimal to play her late. Yeah, because you want to get she'll be a 3/15. It'll be awesome.
Surprise, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I actually like her. I think it's a cool card design. She's good, and it's great to have her in these little mid-range decks because when you run into Arasham, you just shit all over them with this card. It's insane. And I've seen a lot of people put Absorbing Man in their decks as well. That's something you didn't bring up. You're talking about all the synergies. Absorbing Man I've seen as well, on top of the bounce stuff, because people play her, they play Absorbing Man. GG Arasham gamer,
Yeah, and Absorbing fits really good into the Darkhawk curve too. So if it's not Nova, it's Rock Slide. If it's not Rock Slide, it's Black Widow. So you play either one of Cassandra Nova, Rock Slide, or Black Widow, and then you just Absorbing Man the next turn. I mean, either of those 3 are absolutely devastating for your opponent. You put 4 rocks in the deck, you draw 2 Widow's Bites, so you cuck 2 draws in a row. Yeah. Or you get a giant Absorbing Man, and all their cards are -2 that they top deck.
Yeah.
So all 3 of those are insane. And so Absorbing Man's sick. Another one we didn't bring up is Ravonna. It's pretty interesting. I've been messing around a little bit, but like I said, I've been just a little too hard in the junk streets. But I'll be moving out now. That I got my 30 mil. But Ravonna, I don't know what the brew would look like exactly, but I mean, as a 2/1, this card's kind of insane.
Yeah. I haven't played. I've been meaning to play more Ravonna decks. I haven't played Ravonna decks with Cassandra Nova yet. I think Ica just posted a random flood one. I think that one has. And I just played the one game as we were waiting. As I was waiting for you, you saw the diner game.
Yeah.
I think that one has Cassandra, and it definitely has Ravonna. I think it has Cassandra too, but we'll have to check. We'll talk about it because that looks like an interesting deck. But yeah, Ravonna would be pretty cool. Like she'd be pretty cool, like with like a Kitty Pryde and her on turn 3 would be nice.
Yeah, and I was one of those where if Darkhawk was 0 still, I think she'd fit really good into the Mr. Negative Darkhawk list, like the Jane one.
Yeah.
It'd be kind of perfect in that. Like I think she fits that list because a lot of those lists are running like you could run like a Grandmaster or something crazy in there. Like so. There's all these unrevealed cards. Or Wong, like a lot of the Mr. Negative just naturally runs Wong. So yeah.
I wonder if she is good in she might be pretty decent in Mr. Negative list because then she ends up being like a 1/6, 1/7 or something.
Yeah, similar like a Wolfsbane, right? In that
which
list,
is great.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that would be actually it'd be pretty cool. And yeah, if you play Wong, then you can just put her in the Wong lane, and even if you play her late, like she'll be a 310, a 311.
Yeah, double
or 312. Sorry, whatever it is.
Or 112, 111.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be wild. Yeah.
Yeah. She's one power if she gets flipped, or one energy.
That'd be
one
sweet.
cost if she gets flipped.
Yeah. I got you. I know what you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I am happy with her. I think she's a cool card, and I really, really, truly think that if you're like a little bit, just like a little bit conservative in the diner, there's still plenty of time to get her, and I think she's not like, I don't think she's hard to get. Like if you're just throwing all in all the time, then you're gonna have some trouble.
There's still a whole nother week, right?
Yeah, like if you take like a week and a half, it just came out on Tuesday, right? And it's Saturday.
Yeah,
now.
so even more than a week.
Yeah, it's a little under a week and a half. Like there's plenty of time, and I think she's very, very accessible, and I don't think it's hard to get her. You just got to be a little bit smart with your snapping and your bub
bub equity.
I can't think of the word. Bub equity. Yeah, that's it. Couldn't think of the fucking word here.
Or bub management, maybe.
Exactly. Yeah, bub management.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what do you think? Do you think she's hard to get?
Bub roll management. It's kind of like bankroll management.
Yes.
No, I don't think she's hard to get. I think she takes a little bit of time, and then you get her. You do have to put a little bit of time in, but not that much. And if you want to expedite the time, you could just spend 500, 1,000 gold and get her that way too. It's not like like it's a Series 5 card. If we get every Series 5 card for 1,000 gold, we'd fucking do it in a second, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's a really good value. So, I wouldn't be afraid to just pay a little bit of gold. You don't have to spend any money to get gold. Just use the gold you have already from the season pass or whatever. And,
but make sure you're at the higher Bub Mart, the one right before her.
Yeah.
Because the gold, you get way, way, way more bubs for your gold. Like I think now the highest one we're getting like 3 million every hour bubs, which is ridiculous. And I think the one before you get like what 300,000 for 100 gold. So that's the bub mart that you want to go, and we'll go over it. But yeah, that's the one where if you want to spend gold, you spend it.
All right. Well, you want to get into that? Let's get into some Deadpool strategy first. I mean, you want to do that?
Okay, yeah, we can get some Deadpool strategy, then talk about like some decks and stuff afterwards.
Yeah. We'll get into the decks at the end. Yeah, so I mean the diner. I mean, before we get into the Twitter drama and everything, if anyone's kind of struggling with it, it's you need to play you need to go to the reward track. So where it says rewards and scroll to the bottom. So as you scroll up, there's this space called Bub Mart. Where is it? Where's the Bub Mart upgrade? So the first one is
Bub Mart level up 21K.
Yeah, so 21K. So you want to kind of play a little bit conservative until you get the 21K, in my opinion. You could go all in, but then I think the time to go all in is at night, and then your bubs will just refill overnight completely. You wake up in the morning, you have a full tank of bubs, and you're ready to go. But if you want to actually play during the day, don't go all in right away. when you're playing any plate, you see in the top left corner, you're gonna have an amount of bubs that you have. They make it kind of small, so it's a little bit weird that way. You gotta kind of squint to see it. But however many bubs you have, don't play a plate that is the same amount of bubs you have. For me, I was thinking
Yeah,
like
don't do that.
4x is probably a good number. So if I have 50,000 bubs, then or if I have 200,000 bubs, I play a 50,000 type of plate. You know what I mean? So if you lose, then you still have 150,000 bubs. So you keep going, and then eventually there's checkpoints that you hit. So it's like, oh, okay, now you hit the next checkpoint, then you go up in stakes. Don't just play the plate that is the amount of bubs that you have. If you do that, you'll just go to zero if you lose immediately, and then you're going to be sad and you're going to be whining on Twitter. So,
Yeah, that's the point I want to just drive home. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry. I really want to drive home that point is that do not if you want to climb, if you want to screw around and have fun, great, go for it. Because I was doing that the whole first couple of days, and I was loving it, and I was just busting out every time.
I went broke multiple times.
Doing stupid plays on purpose that I knew were bad. I didn't care. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to grind up, at least like a good rule of thumb, I think, is to play at least, if you can get, like, say for right now, like I can't get to the last one maximum effort. I don't have 50,000 or 50 million bubs. I can play on Chimichanga. So if I'm trying to climb, I should not play on Chimichanga. Play on, the plate 1 or even 2 less than what you're currently on. 1 is probably safe. As just like a general rule of thumb, 1 less than what you actually can play on. That way, the amount of bubs that you lose, like I think the max is like whatever
I think it's double.
right?
It's going to be 4 million on that one.
Yeah, it's double whatever it is,
it's
right?
a snap though. It's like somebody has to snap for that. So 8 cube loss would be double whatever the plate is. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so at least if you're like like say like this goes from 409K on the ice cream to 2 million. So if I have 2 million and then I'm playing on ice cream, like the max I can lose
800,000.
is 800,000, and then you still have over 800,000 left. So you can like bust out twice if you're being like really silly. And then so that's just a good rule of thumb and good way to climb. So. Sorry, no big deal. I just wanted to jump in and say that. So, but go ahead.
That's good. That's good that you clarify because I was trying to figure out how to word it as well. And another thing, kid, that you kind of pointed out earlier is the game does start snapping on turn 4 automatically. So it is good to get out early if it looks like it's not going well. It's even more prudent to get out early. Also, I found, and I learned this through experience, like because I didn't think that this would be correct in theory, but in practice, snapping is probably not great for this game mode. I thought snapping was going to be very important, but the multiplier is like negligible. Like all it does is double at the end, basically. But in the game, automatically snaps for you, and every time, like people are so nervous in the diner, and so like every fucking time I snap, they leave every time, and like. I'll like make sure they're like winning hard on the board. I'm doing like I'm gonna get like a pretty good Viper off, and I haven't played a fucking card yet. And it's turn 3, and they're already like all over. I'm like, all right, there's no way they retreat here. They always retreat. Like people are terrified to lose their bubs. So I think the best strategy is just to let the game snap for you, honestly. And then if you can throw in maybe a boomer snap or like a turn 5 snap or like a late turn 4 turn 5 but early snapping I thought would be a really good strategy because like it's going to multiply but it caps out, like it doesn't multiply the way you think it would. Like this 10 million that's on the screen doesn't go to 80 million like I thought it would if you did snap early, because I thought it would keep multiplying. It caps out at 20, so you're kind of just giving your opponent an out early if you snap. So I would honestly let the game snap too, is another strategy I kind of learned late on the hard way.
Yeah, I that's funny that you said that, actually, because I was going to talk about that a little bit later on too. Is that I 100% what you said. I'm so happy you had that same experience that I did, because it was like I'd be snapping early and people are fucking leaving, dude. And I'm like, guys, it's like 10,000 bucks. Like, what are we doing? Like, come on, let's go. And so like it's always, even if you're playing bots, which I haven't run into too many, but occasionally you do get some bots. Like if you snap them early, they're leaving. Like the game automatically snaps, and just let the game automatically snap because people will just usually stay. Like there's like they're used to like the game snapping, so like I don't know if it's like in their head or if it's psychological. Like if you want to snap, turn fives when you want to snap. I think first because
I
at least
agree.
you get one double. So at
Yes.
least you get to steal a little bit more bubs. You know.
But that's the max. I think that's just the max is the one double. When it doubles once, you're good. Like that's your 8 cube, and I think it caps it out there. So like if you snap earlier, I think it's less.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, honestly, I don't know for sure,
Yeah,
but
I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
yeah, but I found that like there's two ways that you can snap here. You can snap early, I guess. That's like a third way, but like in that they'll almost always leave. People will leave unless like you get like the people where you fist bump and then you just go all in right away. Just have a nice game. That's a great time too.
Yeah.
I've done that a bunch. I've donated a ton of bubs. So
Like ego, basically, just ego.
for the cause, yeah, for the cause.
Yeah.
For the boys and girls out there, you know. So snapping early is one. You know, holding your snap until after it doubles at least once, just so that you get some extra, you know, equity and you could like steal some buzz from people. Because again, they're just gonna leave if you snap a lot of the time. And then I found this way. Well, you could boomer snap on 6 as well, but I found there's another sneaky way that you can do it. Is that right as the game snaps, you snap at the same time.
You gotta time it like as the turn starts.
Yeah.
At the start of the turn. Actually haven't tried that, but that's hilarious.
So sometimes people won't know.
Yeah, if they're on their phone or something. Yeah, I imagine the phone UI is probably like you'd have to have your sound way up. And, yeah,
and like the stakes like they sometimes don't pay attention like are like quadrupled, right? Because it's double snap, it quadruples, and like sometimes people have no idea, and then like the next turn like it snaps and they look at the stakes, they're like, oh shit, like they don't realize and they leave. Like you can steal cubes that way too.
That's a good angle. That's a good shoot right there. That's hilarious.
Yeah, if you're gonna snap, try and throw in a sneak snap like when on turn 4 or 5 at the start of the turn, just to fuck with people. It's great. I've stolen some cubes off that, so it's good. But yeah, so yeah, and then I would say like if you know are gonna use gold to get bubs, which is fine, you know. I would say don't listen to the game when it says like if you bust out and it says, "Oh, buy some bubs for this." No, always click no. Never. Always click no. Because you can always, if you really wanted to, spend. It'll say like spend 700 gold to get this many bubs to get back in the game. No, don't do that. You can always just, if you want to spend gold, you can say no to that, and then pay 100 gold, and you're in the game if you want to. Or you can wait a couple hours, whatever, too. Like, you know, you don't have to pay gold. But if you want to pay gold, you don't have to spend as much as it's telling you to. Just say no, like you do to drugs, kids, and and just use 100 gold and to buy that. But I would say if you do want to get Cassandra Nova with gold, the most ideal way would be to work your way up to this bub mart at 600,000. Because you're at 600,000, then you could start getting like 2 million gold for like 2 million bubs for like 700 gold, like that kind of shit. I don't know how much. Maybe it's a little more than that, but like, you start actually getting like a decent amount, like for like, you know, I think 100 gold is 300,000 bubs in that one.
Yeah, I don't remember honestly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. I think 100 gold is 300,000.
So yeah, I don't know.
So you can actually, you know, pay to win to Cassandra Nova, and like you said, like it's a Series 5 card. Like if you spend 1,000 gold to get the card, like, you know, fuck all these people on Twitter or whatever social media that have been like, I spent no gold, I got Cassandra Nova with no gold. Like, good for you. Who gives a shit? I will fucking spend gold if I want to, and you know, it's a Series 5 card. It's worth the money if you want to get it.
Well, it's just pay to convenience. I mean, that's the thing. So what the kid's saying about this 600K bub mart is really important. So kind of like what we're saying, just stay really conservative before. Make sure you have multiple bullets. You know, if you could bust a few times, so you don't go all in with all your bubs before you get there. But once you get to this 600K mart, or even the mart before that, like especially if it's late at night and you're gonna go to bed anyway, like you could get aggressive right after hitting the mart. So don't get aggressive before. That's like what's gonna make you tilt. That's probably what is making you tilt. If you're listening to this and you don't like the diner, that's probably where you fucked up. you went too crazy before you hit the bub mark. The game makes it easy for you. You just have to kind of play by the rules, and they don't really explain these rules anywhere. You just kind of,
No.
me and the kid just learned from being idiots and losing our pubs like morons. So, just take our lessons that we learned being morons, and just like, yeah, take our word for it. It'll make it a lot easier. Don't stress about it too much. Once you get to the next mart, wherever you're at, wherever you get to that mart, that's the key thing you can do. Because what happens is, then say you get to the 600K one and you go, okay, I want to get aggressive. Let's go to the 400,000, the one that the kid was saying. That's the Sunday or something. I'm gonna pull it up now. It's called Ice Cream.
Ice cream?
Yeah, it's Ice Cream Sunday. So
The
409,000.
table? Yeah.
So say you only have 600,000 bubs, that's okay. You can play at this table now. If you go bust, then you can just go to bed. You get up, you're going to have probably a pile of like 60K bubs or something like that in the morning that you wake up with. So you take your 60K, you go back to stake, work your way up, and it's just going to keep refilling. It all refills on its own. You don't have to buy anything with gold. Every hour it replenishes bubs for you. So you just have to like not look at it, forget about it, take like 4 hours, go do something else, do some like go touch grass or whatever, for 4 hours, come back, and you're going to have full tank of bubs, lock and load again. Okay, didn't get it, go to bed, wake up, full tank of bubs, go again. Oh, okay, boom, we doubled. Great. Now I have a little bit of a bankroll. So now we'll stay conservative again till we get to the next bub mart. Get to the next bub mart, all in again, and you could do it like that. So the time to go all in is after you get to a bub mark checkpoint. So that's the key thing if you are going to get aggressive.
Yeah, because they're gonna refill like more bub. Like I just got to the 30 million bub mart just today.
Yeah, me too.
And so like now I'm getting like this is the last one. So now I'm getting 3 million. What is this?
30 million.
3.7 million bubs every hour up to 30 million. And like I have not been seeing this many bubs. Like before that, like a big bub game was like 2 million. I was like, oh shit, I'm in for 2 million, and I was like, man, now I'm getting 3 million every hour, 3.75 million every hour. I'm like, man, this is bullshit, So, and so I never had this kind of money. So it's like, once you get to the bub mart, just like No Big Deal saying, you're not going to have that kind of money going into the bub mart. So you might as well just go all in, because once you refill, it's way more money than you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
At that point.
You're free rolling. You're basically free rolling at that point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it just refills what you lose. So that, the house just gives you your money back. It's great. It's a great game mode.
Yeah. And okay, let's talk about that a little bit. Like, let's just talk about our general thoughts on Deadpool's Diner. I'll go first because I know you have some words. But if you guys can't tell by now, I'm sure you guys can. I fucking love this mode. I have played nothing but Deadpool's Diner, and just being a complete jackass since it was released. I find myself like, I don't even want to play ladder. I don't even want to play conquest. I just want to gamble these bubs away all day.
We only got 2 weeks. We only got 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
We may as well enjoy our 2 weeks, and then we go back to the usual bullshit,
Oh my God, it's so much fun. I just, and to be fair, it is just ladder. Like, and maybe that's why I love it so much, because I do like ladder. It's quick games, but like the fact that like it doubles on 4, it snaps automatically on 4, it snaps automatically on 5. We have like a ton of amazing rewards that you can just get for free. And even if you pay gold for them, like they're worth it, but you don't have to do that obviously. But a ton of great rewards for free, a free card. And it's just like there's levels, which is cool. You work your way up in these plates, like the rewards change, everything changes, and you just play it and you figure stuff out and you fuck up. And sometimes you want to donate some bubs, go all in, and just it's a great time. And I kind of actually love just playing a few games before bed, just like No Big Deal says, just so I can just go all in a couple times. Like I think 2 nights ago I was doing that, and I was like, I kept winning, and I kind of almost got mad. I'm like, oh man, like I'm like, I know I'm not going to be able to grind up to the next place, but like, I just want to fucking lose to donate some bubs.
Get the refill value.
Let it all refill. Yeah, exactly. So I was just being complete stupid. And I'd be snapping, and people be leaving. I'm like, no, don't leave. I need a big bub game. Like, I'm trying to go to bed. I need to have like a 2 million bub game. Win or lose, just let me have it. And people like, they're like 50K, they leave too. I'm like, God damn it. So anyways, this mode is insane. No big deal's gonna get in this, but I don't know why the fuck people are hating so bad on Twitter. The only thing I can say that like they did end up changing. The only one thing, and I don't even agree with it that much, but I can understand
Yeah.
why it would have felt bad is if you just played this mode. Actually, no, I do get it. This one time, this one thing is that if you first started, you opened up this mode, you didn't know the rules, which they didn't fucking explain them well at
Yeah.
all, and you play and you lose all your bobs and you can't play
Yeah.
anymore. That's fucking stupid. They shouldn't have done that. They did change that, so now it's like if you start on the first one, it's very low stakes, so you're not going to bust out right away and have to wait. So that's nice. What I think they should have done is just made the first plate bots only, and just let people fucking farm bots and whatever. Then they can get to the second plate. That way, it's not that much of it feels bad. You're still playing the game and you're farming bots. It would have been great.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But yeah, man, just have the really dumb bots in there, and it'd be awesome. And that way you can still lose sometimes too. They just there's still some surprise bot value. Those destroyer bots sometimes own you, unexpectedly. Like they throw a random like green goblin when you're not expecting it to your lane. You're like, damn it.
Yeah, they know where to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just fucking love this mode. I can't wait for more stuff like this. This is so much fun. I'm just loving it. I can't stop playing it. It's great. No big deal. Go for it, man.
Yeah, I mean, let me start there. Like, I love this mode too, and we were saying before, like, we were a little disappointed that it doesn't take up the whole month. I get why it's only 2 weeks now. This is definitely is very clearly a 2 week mode. This would be stupid if it was for the whole month. I mean, I would get bored after 2 weeks, so may as well just make it a 2 week mode. It's really fun. It feels like kind of like an RPG almost, where it's like I think Cassandra Nova is like the final boss. So like you get up to Cassandra Nova and she's like, if you beat her, you beat the final boss. And then the 500 million variants, like that's like full clear. I do all the side quests, like all that stuff.
100% completion.
Yeah, 100% completion is the 500 million at the top.
Yeah.
And I guess there's leaderboards now apparently, so I don't know, maybe it even goes further than that. I'm gonna pretend like there's no leaderboards. I'm not going farther than 500 if I do get there. We'll see if I even get the variant, but so it feels really fun. And there's like in games like that, like say you're playing Zelda or whatever, you die in the water temple or something, like a lot of games when you die you respawn back at the start of whatever zone you were in. So like when you lose, there's a punishment for it. Like if you go on conquest, like the games don't mean anything, we're playing for infinite borders, and like if you go on ladder, it's just a arbitrary rank number. You don't even get a reward for being rank 1. So like you could go on ladder, you could lose a game, you could lose 8 cubes, like okay, your rank number like went down a little bit, then you play and then it goes up, like it's just it's whatever. And then the next season it just resets anyway. Like the next month that number's gonna reset and you just gotta grind back at the infinite. So the losing like doesn't mean anything. So I like in Deadpool's Diner, like I don't want to have to go to 0 bugs, and the sweat of I have to wait. I can't play for the rest of the day. And so like, I actually like that part of the game a lot. And I think that's what a lot of people are missing. So kind of what I wanted to say on this was like, I'm just a little bit disappointed in Marvel Snap Twitter on this one. I understand, people are going to complain about everything. But this felt different to me. This felt like they actually made a sick mode for us. Like we've been waiting for something else to do, and they actually made something sick. The artwork's sick. The aesthetic's awesome. The new snapping rules, but then it also feels like Marvel Snap. Like if they made it where like you can't go to 0, which is like what it sounds like people on Twitter wanted, like to not go to 0, then it's literally just fucking ladder. It's literally ladder with an extra snap on for it. That's all it is. If they make it so like you can never go to 0 and you could always play. You could always play ladder. You could literally go play ladder right now. Like there's no entry fee. There's no 100 gold to play a ladder game. Like you could just go fucking play the ladder right now. You could go play Proving Grounds for free. Like we already have that in the game. Why do you want Deadpool's Diner to also be that? It's crazy. So, and let me tell you about my experience, because I know a lot of people were mad because they played one game and then they were out of bubs, you know? Well, for me, I played a surfer deck, okay, and like I just wanted to try out Copycat. I won my first 7 games in a row in the Deadpool's Diner. So, but I didn't read any of the rules either. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I don't know what I was doing. So every time I got to the next plate, I would just click the next plate, and then I got the next plate, and I would click, you know. So I was just all right. I lost 2 games, so I went 7-2, and I was at 0, and I did not get to the mark. So like people online are mad because they went 0-1. Bro, I won like 73% of my games and I'm at 0 and you're fucking 0% win rate and you're at 0. Why are you mad? I should be the one who's mad. But I thought it was sick. I thought like this is sick. Okay, like this is different than ladder. Like if I go 7-2 on the ladder, that's great. I'm gonna have positive cube rate. It's gonna look good on my untapped, whatever, you know, the stats. Like this is totally different. Like you have to completely manage the stakes that you're playing. Like the exact amount of stakes you're playing for always matters. You learn that the hard way, and I think that's great. Because it feels different than the other game modes. So I'm just a little bit disappointed that people were so like, oh my god, like what is this pay? Like this is not pay to win. This is like I say everything in Marvel Snap is pay to win. Like acquiring any Series 5 card is pay to win. Like it's so like you just don't get enough resources for free, even with the season pass, to unlock all the cards every month. Like you actually don't, like it's straight up pay to win. Except for this is like you're playing against bots. Like you're playing against, like you get to free roll if you just wait for 42 minutes and you get a bunch of bubs back for free. Like it's actually not pay to win. It's pay for a little bit of convenience. It's not even close to pay to win. It's pay to not have to wait 48 minutes for your bubs to refill. And you're fucking whining on Twitter. What the fuck are you doing? Like, stop complaining. Like, this is a sick mode. They put a lot of effort into it. It's fun and it's different and it's fresh. And if you don't want to play it, you literally don't have to. Like, there's, you know, it's like, I don't know, man. I'm like baffled that people are mad about this mode. I'm a little bit tilted because usually I'm man of the casual, man of the people, resource saving. Like I don't want to pay to win. Like I save my resources. I skipped 2 cards this month, you know. But like this is just very clearly not pay to win.
Yeah, if we're missing something, let us know because like I don't understand. Like, and I was just like I'll say as well. Like we get a lot of gold for free in this game, and you could use like if you get to like a high enough bub mark, you can use just like a minimal amount of gold, and you're getting like tons of bubs, and like you could advance, and it's like not that much. I think I spent a total of getting up to Cassandra Nova. I think I spent maybe 600, maybe 700 gold at the most. And most of that was early on me just being an idiot, you know, just going all in. And I was like, I'll do 100 gold. I don't give a fuck. I'll just go all in. That was in the beginning, like not even getting like 10,000 bubs for like 100 gold. Like now I'm getting like 3 million for like 100 gold. It's like ridiculous. But like I don't need to because I have Cassandra. But like, yeah, it's like not even pay to win. Like you're just paying little minimal amounts of gold, you know. You can if you want.
It's again, pay to not wait a couple hours. I mean, that's all it is.
Yeah, and I'll say like I was a little disappointed with some of the content creators too. Actually, like most of them were really down on Deadpool's Diner, and like I don't get it, man. I don't. This mode is so much fun. It is just like ladder. You're right. Yeah, I mean, you know, but you have something to lose, and that's your bubs. And once you go to 0, you're fucked. If you're on ladder. If you're at rank 100,000 or 150,000, doesn't fucking matter. No one gives a shit. Like you're an Agatha tier at that point. Like
if you're at 1,000 or 1,500 or 2,000 or 500, it doesn't matter either. Like you know,
no, I know.
It's just a number that's gonna reset next month, and you're gonna push then, and it doesn't matter. Like you know, if you're one of the guys competing for like top 10, I get it, but like everyone else, was 99% of people, like. You know, it doesn't matter if you lose on the ladder. Like there's no real stakes in Marvel Snap, you know?
Yeah. And now like, especially like, I think when we first, like when this mode first came out as well, RSM was way more prevalent too. So it was a little bit annoying going through, like everyone was fucking playing RSM in the diner. So that was a little bit annoying, I guess. I guess you could get to get like leeched and Doc Ocked on 4 constantly. So I kind of get that, but that's just like not Deadpool's Diner. That's just like the game of Marvel Snap.
Yeah, in my
You
experience,
know?
they still are. I mean, I'm playing against that deck constantly, and like I just don't see how that has anything to do with Deadpool's Diner. I actually,
No, I
if
know.
people are saying the meta is shit right now, I actually agree. I don't think the meta is very good right now. Since I thought it's been really good since the Thanos nerf, but the meta currently right now is not very fun. But it's not going to change if you switch from Deadpool's Diner to Conquest, Infinite Conquest. You go to Ladder. You're still going to play the same bullshit RSM meta anywhere you go. So I just don't see how that has anything to do with Deadpool's Diner. Like it's not their fault. It's not
No,
Deadpool's
exactly. Yeah,
fault.
that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, and it's like I know people will make the argument, oh, but like the counter card to Arishem is Cassandra Nova. It's like, okay, yeah, it's a card that you get for free. That's honestly, really, if you follow what we said, I gotta say too, Lauren Whatevs on Twitter, shout out to her. She put out like 7 or 8 different like full tweets with tips with like math on how to get the most out of your Deadpool Diner experience and how to like min max the most. Incredible read. If you don't want to be fucking jackasses like me and no big deal, just
I
throwing
should have
away
read
all our
that before
buffs.
ranting on here. I would have had a better rant there on strategy.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, we put our strategy because we played it, right? Like, we have the experience, and then she's got the math and everything, and tips too, and it's awesome actually. Like I read it just I forget if it was yesterday or today, I don't remember, but like I went through it all, and I think maybe it was yesterday, the day before, I don't know, whatever it was. It was recently. It was really good, and she kept putting out tips, and it's amazing. So that's a really good, shout out Lauren Whatevs, unreal. Um, but yeah, I mean, this mode is cool, man. It's so cool. It's so much fun. I love it. I don't know. I don't know the hate. And yeah, you're right. 2 weeks is perfect. We were a little down on like, oh, I wish this was a month, but like, yeah, no, this is a good 2 week mode. It's awesome. And yeah, where was I going with my last point? Yeah, Cassandra Nova. Um, they're like, oh, there's so much RSM, so the Cassandra Nova they put it behind like a paywall, or like you have to wait to get this card, and it's the only card that counters RSM. It's like it's fine. It's only good against RSM. And when you get to the high tiers, like when you get to like cherry pie and ice cream and stuff like that, and even kebabs, there's like no RSM players anymore because there's people playing with Cassandra Nova, and like I'm hardly facing any RSM in these. Like maybe one in every 5 or 6 games is an RSM gamer, and it's like not that bad.
Also,
So
like you could just play Darkhawk, like
yeah,
I just don't play the deck because I find it boring. But
yeah.
like I tried, I played like 3 games. I'm like, it's still a fucking boring ass deck. I can't do it. So but just play Darkhawk. Like if RSM's a problem, it's not a big
Yeah.
deal. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, yeah, I don't understand the hate, and yeah, I'm a little disappointed in a lot of the content creators for like shitting on this mode. Like, you know, uh, it's great. I think it's really cool. I don't know what. Maybe me and you are just built different. Maybe like we're missing something. I don't know. I
Well,
just
yeah, even like because we were saying this on day one, where we were DMing each other, but a couple days after, like Gunny T basically tweeted the exact same thing. I think Spiral same thing. Like a lot of the people on Twitter is like, yeah, Gunny T is like, I don't get what's all the hate with this mode. It's great, like it's like free content basically.
yeah, and free rewards. Like it's amazing. It's fun as hell. Just don't go all in all the time. Unless you
And
want to pay gold.
yeah, so I mean that's the main point I want to make is like I'm just trying to figure out like what people are so mad about. Like you said, and a lot of content creators too. It's like, okay, I played Deadpool's Diner and then I went to zero and now I can't play. It's like, okay, that's literally the fucking design of the game mode. Like if you lose, there's a punishment and the punishment is wait a couple hours. What are we so mad about? Like are we really just tilting about this? Like like it guys, you got 2 weeks. Like relax. Like people who are like, half decent at the game are you're getting this card in 3-4 days. Like if you just practice good bub management and just don't be crazy with your bubs. Leave early if you have to, and don't play stakes that are too high until you get to the bub mart. Then work your way to the next bub mart. Maybe pay 1,000 gold to get a Series 5 card. That's nothing for a Series 5 card. It's like gold is like useless now. But I will say, I think the Destroyer bundle is coming out tomorrow when this pod drops. So I did look up the data mines, and I think there's an 8,500 gold Destroyer bundle. I'm just saying, I've been saving my gold for like months now. I'm at 9K. I haven't bought any of the last gold bundles, so I will say try to stay above 8,500 if you're been saving gold like I have.
Yeah.
So as a side.
That's great. Yeah, dude. I don't know. I fucking love this mode. I'm excited to keep grinding and just donate all the bubs. You want to go over your decks? You want to go over some of the decks that we've been used to grind these?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I pretty much played one deck, so for me.
Yeah, let's go over that. I did a bunch of random decks, but mainly Phoenix Force. Here's the one. So why don't you talk about your deck? This is the one only one you played.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, kid. I mean, let me talk. Let me do the meta first. You know, where it's like, I think it's Arshim and Thina tier 1. I mean, talked about a little bit on Snap Judgment Pod, but there's just very clearly there's a tier 1, and then there's a pretty big drop off. I've seen people say, okay, maybe I could play like Bounce or some Darkhawk Bounce because that matches up pretty good into Thina and Arshim both. And that's true, but then you lose to this deck. So like you want to play some combo to go over the top of Arshim. You want to play some bounce deck. You're gonna get fucked by junk. All right, and I will say that Destroy right now, historically the most popular deck in Marvel Snap, it's nowhere to be found. Like I mean, I ran into like 2 or 3 Destroy players, but like. I mean, that's a pretty easy early retreat. I see Deadpool and a Carnage. I'm out of there. But it's like, all right, yeah, so we're not winning this. But man, like it used to be like 10-15% Destroy always. Man, yeah. Nobody's playing Destroy anymore. So
you're absolutely right. Like there's no Killmonger. Like my Human Torches were getting up to like 60, 48 power with Phoenix Force, like for nothing, man. And I was not nervous at all. I just was trying to dodge Shang-Chi's with them. I'm like not nervous about Killmonger ever anymore. It's like great. It's so much fun.
Yeah, and to your point, like Debris is like MVP, probably MVP of this deck. I mean, she goes so hard and she never used to, but really Viper is the MVP, but paired with Debris. But and that's another one too. Surfer's kind of hard to play into junk as well. So you do pretty well against Surfer because they really struggle with space. So. The deck is Nebula, Titania, Daredevil, that's my own little spice there, White Widow, Jeff, Green Goblin, Magic, Debris, Viper, Shang-Chi, Cannonball, Doc Ock. If you want to play some Hazmat Ajax instead of a few of these cards, like you absolutely can. But I really do just like, I mean, it's just good old, you Doc Ock one lane, you Cannonball another, like it's GG. If you don't want to Doc Ock, then you can just clog the lane. Like if you play Titania on 1, White Widow on 2, that you just and they play a card there that's already 3 cards in their lane. Whether they play there or not, like if you Debris somewhere else, or you just Viper that lane and you're shipping your White Widow across, which is it's a 2/2. I mean, they're already clogged. And then all you need to do is just play Cannonball and you just win. It's ridiculous. Or maybe you don't draw a Cannonball, but they play some big shit. Okay, you just play Shang-Chi and the game's over, So it's like, and you have 7 turns to set all this stuff up because you have a Magic. So I will say definitely try to hold Magic if you can. And you need to snipe the Nocturne lane. That's like absolutely crucial part of the deck. Because there's just a lot of Nocturne running around right now. So you want to play Magic on the Nocturne lane so they can't turn off Magic if possible. Can't always do it, but Magic's also just really good for the location control. And I'm finding too that there's just so many good locations. And I did feel really bad because I think I kind of ran really hot on locations in my Snap Judge League. I played this deck and won this week.
Oh, nice.
Against a deck with Kitty, Jeff, and Nocturne, which is the matchup you're supposed to lose to with this deck because they could just move their shit. Like they're never clogged. They're just never fucking clogged. You play Doc Ock, you're pulling one of those 3 cards. Like they're never clogged. They could just play. And Kitty just she temporarily cucks you. You play Green Goblin, fucking Kitty Pride. You so Green Goblin's on your side, and then Kitty just goes back like, ah, no, fuck you, Green. Like it's brutal. But there's a lot of really good locations for Clog. I gotta say, any Crimson Cosmos, anything that says you can't play here, any Space Throne, any Negative Zone, like Negative Zone's phenomenal. Anything that's like, oh, you want to fill this up early. It's like, okay, like put a White Widow there, put a Viper there. You know what I mean? Like where even the Raft, like it's like you take your 0 power card. Like I don't care. Like you just lost your Raft lane, and I have Cannonball. Like it's GG. Like you can't do anything. So and I'm gonna be continuing to clog. So you'll have like one card to play, and that card's gonna die to Cannonball. So it's a really good deck. I mean, there's a bunch of ways that this deck is countered, like Carnage or Kitty or whatever. But my God, like it's extremely impressive, and the new Viper is crazy right now. She just goes so hard. Sending a rock over feels unbelievable.
Yeah, Viper. I was gonna say I played a lot of this deck too going up. Viper feels so good. I love what they did with the new Viper.
Mm-hmm.
She's perfect. She's perfect in the jungle list. Like I love her. She's so good. And sometimes having her and because White Widow's a very common card in all these other mid range lists too. Just sending them back their own Widow's Spite or Widow's Kiss.
Oh, it comes up all the time.
It feels so good doing that.
All the time.
You're just like,
I've had a bunch of games where it's just the Widow's Kiss is just going back and forth because they're also playing Viper.
Yeah. But this deck's good. You could do Hazmat Ajax as well if you want to take out Daredevil or Jeff for Hazmat, and then you could take out probably Cannonball for Ajax. And then you could also put Red Hulk in this list. Red Hulk instead of Jeff. I've seen. I think TLSG had one similar to that. Daredevil can go out for Hazmat, and Cannonball can go out for Ajax as well. That kind of there's stuff you can do. There's a lot of room for subbing and shit like that. But Cannonball's just so good. He's really good.
Yeah, and I will say that the deck does feel pretty good into RSM overall. I mean, Doc Ock pulling Shang is obviously always great. And that's why the Jeff is in here. If Doc Ock pulls Jeff, obviously Jeff doesn't care about Leech either. And they can't leech everything, So it feels pretty good into RSM because RSM's usually playing out like bullshit cards, and a lot of time they are just a Loki deck too. So even just playing a White Widow on a Quinjet lane is can be pretty devastating to the RSM player.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a good list, and this is what you got. This is basically what you use to hear Cassandra Nova.
Yeah.
And I say try a list like this, especially with Titania, because I remember after a couple of days, you're like, man, I'm starting to get better with Titania. I'm starting to get good. So it's just a matter of playing it, huh?
Yeah, I was terrible with this card before, but I mean, Junk makes it a little bit more easy mode to play her. So
does new Viper.
Pardon?
So does new Viper.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, turn 4 Titania Viper is so good. You're gonna clog any location fully just by a turn 4 because you're shipping the Titania, and the beauty is, say they play there and the Titania doesn't go over and clog. Well, that means they clogged, and now you just get a 1/5. Yeah. And you might not even need to play anything else there. You don't have to play Shang. You just win. Because Viper's 5, Titania's 5. That's 10 power. It's not. These aren't small cards. So it's. I don't know. That's kind of why I don't have the Red Hulk, because I'm like, God, do I ever really need the power? I mean, it's nice sometimes. I've played it with Red Hulk, but I find a lot of time you're just winning the lane anyway. Let me just clog these lanes harder. Let me make sure I've clogged them. And if I don't, then I retreat.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I love it. And Daredevil's great too. Daredevil, I remember, is he's the unsung hero, man. He's a card that I think doesn't get enough credit. He's such a good card. Just seeing what they do on turn 5, then you know where to Doc Ock. If you can magic and do something else crazy. If you can clog them with Titania as well. If you haven't played Titania, that they're playing their cards here, I'm just gonna clog them.
Yeah.
And
it's great. How it's gonna bounce in exact order. Titania is gonna bounce. Yeah, you get an insight on that. Another thing is you do get a lot of you could just play Shang-Chi same turn. When the bots are cheating and they Shang-Chi you, and then they know exactly where you're playing. It is nice to just know where. And then a big one And I would say the main combo that I've been using with Daredevil, surprisingly, is Green Goblin. I mean, it's the like the Galactus, the classic. The Galactus uses Hobgoblin, but like, normally it's so risky. Like, because sometimes you top that Green Goblin late. Obviously, you always want to play him on 3 if you can, but sometimes you just draw him later on, and like you play the Daredevil on 2. So then it's like, oh, okay, like perfect. I just play Green Goblin. He has 1 space left here, and I play Green Goblin, and you could snap on. He lets you snap on conditions like that. That's like we said with the diner. The turn 5 snaps really good.
Yeah, and it's good in the diner too because Daredevil like it reveals on turn 5, so the turn 4 snap has already happened. So you've already got them committed for a little bit more than what they want.
Yeah,
so if you snap, they're probably leaving. It's great. Yeah, this deck's a lot of fun. Yeah, not too bad into Arasham either, actually.
The Athena Kitty matchup is the one you just really want to be careful, watch out for, and just don't be afraid to retreat if you're seeing Athena Kitty. But they're also very beatable. Like if you could clog their Angela lane, and also I've messed around with Shadow King in here as well. I think I forget what I was playing for Shadow King. It wasn't Daredevil. Maybe it was Daredevil. I don't remember. But you can play Shadow King in here as well if you really want to like have a big chance in that matchup. I find Shadow King with the new Angela, it almost like it doesn't do that much a lot of the time.
Yeah, it's got to be like Thena or like Cassandra Nova now too. Once we see more Cassandra Nova.
Yeah, you got to hit the Thena. You're right. Yeah, Thena or Nova for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think he's gonna be a better card. Like in the coming weeks, I think he's gonna be one of the better tech cards because there's a lot of like scaling cards as well. I'm just gonna go over this deck again. Just the Phoenix Force. This is like my bread and butter. This deck has gotten me up to Cassandra. This was the workhorse for what I did. It's Deadpool, Ghost Spider, Human Torch, Nico, Carnage, Doctor Strange, Hulkbuster, Multiple Man, Venom, Phoenix Force, Taskmaster, and Cannonball. So much hate. I got so much hate in the diner with this deck. I don't know why. I've never had so many thumbs up Miss Marvel emotes. And sometimes for the most ridiculous things, like I just said before, like it's happened more than once. Like I just play Multiple Men on 2, and they leave and give me a thumbs up, like a Miss Marvel thumbs up. I don't know why. Like I get a big Human Torch. Like it's open season because there's no Killmongers around. They leave and Miss Marvel thumbs up. I cannonball them. Miss Marvel thumbs up. Like it's just it's been so much hate. People have been so pissed playing against this deck. Maybe you have to know how to play it and play it a lot, but like I've just farmed Arasham players most of the time with this deck. It's great. And the beauty about this Phoenix Force deck specifically is it's so good for the diner because the snap happens on turn 4. So like you basically know if you're gonna have your Phoenix Force and if you're gonna pop off by turn 4.
Yeah.
So you just and a lot of times if you know you're gonna pop off, there's a lot of times you could not even play anything before turn 3, and just you look like you're having a shit day, and like you can actually just pop off and they have no fucking idea, so they might prematurely go in, and it's like great. And maybe that's why I got a lot of hate too, because like I can play nothing until turn 3, and then or sometimes even play nothing until turn 4, and then on turn 4 I Multiple Man Carnage a lane that I know is going to be safe, and turn 5 I Phoenix Force Ghost Spider, and then it's like they leave and Miss Marvel thumbs up me. That's awesome fucking racist. You like Doctor Strange move shit. I've had people stay in games with like the big Multiple Men as well, and like where I have like the whole board filled. Like, what are they doing, man?
They're going to bed. They're going to bed.
They're going to bed. They're going to bed for their bubs. And I respect that, but I'm so happy to play this deck again because it's been a while since the meta has been so shit for this deck. It's been so much fun playing this deck in the diner and actually having like good results. It's great, So this was it for me. I did a lot of. Oh, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say the Arasham point's actually pretty interesting because I never thought about it. I haven't played PF into the Arasham meta, but the way I look at Arasham decks these days is like, how does this deck do against Leech and Doctor Octopus? And to your point, like you already played the Phoenix Force by 4, so it's out of your hand, and if they could Doc Ock you, like they could leech you. If you get a Phoenix Force on the board, I just don't see There's no way they could compete with that on power, especially if it's a multiple man. I mean, if it's multiple man, they just lose every time.
Yeah, exactly. And the only like thing that can really cuck you against an RSM is like if they have a random Killmonger or like a random Shang-Chi, then it's like, whatever. Then you lose. It's not a big deal. If they leech on 4, not a big deal. Like you've already played the Phoenix Force, like you said, and you're off to the races. And if you don't have it, you probably shouldn't be staying unless like they're not going to leech you. If they Doc Ock you, the worst thing that can happen is they Venom your Phoenix Force. They Doc Ock in the exact lane that you played your Phoenix Force, and then like Carnage or Venom comes up and gets your Phoenix Force, or something like that. Well, actually, Phoenix Force would turn up last, would it not? So maybe it'd be fine.
Yeah,
but that hasn't happened to me. But yeah, like
priority, yeah.
You just get some weird destroy. Oh no, yeah, you can get some weird destroy happen, and then the Phoenix Force will go last, and then like it might pop up the wrong thing.
Because you probably don't have Prio as the Phoenix Force player. That makes sense.
Yeah. So that very rare things.
Yeah,
like,
you get a Taskmaster that whiffs, or 3 power Taskmaster or something.
Yeah, and you don't really give a shit. Like you're not playing Taskmaster really unless it's like the Human Torch one. But then you can just win a lane with Torch and then Cannonball the other lane. So, it's great. Yeah, this deck has just been so much fun. But yeah, Mill. I don't know if I have a Mill. Do I have a Mill? Yeah, Seifert Mill. I played a lot of this deck, so I'll talk about this deck. This deck was fun and actually, for some reason, decent into Arsham. I don't know why. It's supposed to be really bad in Arsham, but I was winning a lot more than I should have been. Seifert, great guy, really top level player on Lambie's Discord. One of the Phoenix Force boys is a Mill enjoyer and has a whole. He actually made a PDF on Mill. Great.
Oh my god!
Yeah, he just did it. It's pretty sweet, actually. But he's like, he loves Mill so much, and he's like, the fucking Arsham meta just ruined it. But like, he's like, he was playing the shit out of this. So, the list is Shadow King, White Widow, Cable, Jeff, Maximus, Magic, Baron Zemo, Copycat, which previously was Absorbing Man, but we're testing Copycat, which I love so far in this deck. Gladiator, Shang-Chi, Cannonball, Doc Ock. And it's a nice mill list, and it's nice to play Zemo. I haven't played Zemo in a while, so I played a lot of this mill when I first was in the diner, and it was awesome. I loved it. It's fun, and it's fun doing Maximus on turn 4, and then like Doc Ocking all their shit in their hand to make sure that you're pulling stuff to clog them. It's hilarious. And Copycat's great for all the reasons we talked about before. But this list is a ton of fun. It's like not like a difficult list to play, and it's cool as well.
Yeah, I guess you got some answers to Arsham. It should be bad in that matchup in theory for sure. Like even Copycat is like bad against Arsham in theory.
Yeah,
but you do have the Jeff and the Shang-Chi are nice cards for a Doc Ock to pull out. Like you love to see that, Or if they pull out your Doc Ock, which obviously happened a lot with my deck. I'm playing junk with Doc Ock, and I have to wait for turn 5 for mine. So the amount of times I got my Doc Ocked. And that's always an emote spamming fest for me. Like before the cards are even revealed, I go, yeah, just Deadpool, like, huh? and then if it's good, I'll do the Colossus Flex.
Oh man,
I've been using Colossus Flex a lot for the emotes.
I'm not gonna lie, the Colossus Flex is another like great BM emote because especially when they Miss Marvel thumbs up me, I start spamming the Colossus Flex. I'm just like, yeah, bitch, fuck you. Like if they're just bad mannering Miss Marvel, and like, I just been spamming that Colossus Flex, and it's fucking hilarious.
It's the exact same emote as the Cyclops one, but I just like the Colossus one a little bit better.
No, it's way better. It's way better.
It's just better. It's a better version of the Cyclops. And the Cyclops one's great, but the Colossus one is just
the Cyclops one is like Cyclops kind of looks like he literally looks like it's like he's legit, just Colossus just looks like a muscle dummy meathead fuckboy jackass that you just hate in general. And so like to him do this in your face, it's like chest is all puffed out on the emote too. Like he just looks like a fuckboy. Like he just looks bad.
He does.
Yeah, so like it's just extra like salt in the wound because of how much of a fuckboy he looks like. So it's great. I don't do it unprovoked, obviously, but like if I'm gonna get the Miss Marvel, like they're getting hit with the fucking spam Colossus. I've been loving that emote.
If I do it unprovoked, if I see like if I see like say X Mansion and I get something good and they don't, like it's Colossus time. Like it's an early
I
one,
can't
like I
fucking
get
breathe.
Destroyer, I get Destroyer. They get
Oh.
like Groot that doesn't
Yeah,
proc.
yeah.
I just have a 16 power guy on the board. It's like
Oh,
that's
it's
a
a
big
great
boy.
emote. Yeah, like that's a nice way of doing it, like, and not really that bad mannered too. It is hilarious.
And yeah, of
Yeah,
course, anytime they do a Doc Ock that backfires on them, like gotta flex on them for sure.
yeah, 100%. You got to flex on them
Yeah.
hoes. Yeah. So, anyways, this mill deck's a ton of fun, and it's very easy to play. Well, it's not like easy to play, but it's like it's not like a big brain think deck too much, but it's just like a lot of good stuff you can do, and it's just a lot of fun. The cable stealing their cards, stuff like that. It's nice.
Got the Shadow King for the blob.
Yeah, and if they leech you, like if you hope you have Maximus and Gladiator in your hand, is not too bad.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
right.
True. Yeah.
So yeah. That one. Oh, I want to give a shout out to Nerf Herder actually too. He threw out this list, a zoo list here,
Big Bob.
and I don't think he had Hydro Bob. I think he had Martyr, and I was like, I'm putting Hydro Bob in. I don't know if he has Hydro Bob. Maybe he does. I don't know. Yeah. But this list is a nice zoo list, and it's actually been working pretty damn well right now. I won a lot of games with this, and it's a lot of fun. I actually was playing this earlier today because I'm like, I want to just I was having a ton of fun, and I got Cassandra Nova already, so I'm like, I don't really care too much. Like I'm just gonna fuck around with Zoo, and I've been winning a lot. Ant-Man, Nebula, Nico, Squirrel Girl, Hydra Bob. I think Nerf Herder originally had Martyr, so just another one drop with good stats. Dazzler, Kyera, Shanna, Kazar, Blue Marvel, Gilgamesh, Mockingbird. Basically, this is just classic Zoo. Fill the board. And then get out some big power cards. It's great. People do not expect Gilgamesh. A turn 6 Gilgamesh with a 1-drop is insane.
They should though.
They should, but they don't. Like I have just he gets so big in this deck, it's hilarious. Especially if you play Blue Marvel on 5. Mockingbird's always great. Dazzler always surprises people with power for some reason. And just like the buffers, like Kazar and Blue Marvel, they just put power in the lanes that people aren't expecting, and so they're good. It's a great, and you could usually fill up most, if not the whole board, with this list.
Yeah, that's my experience with Gilgamesh too. Except the week he came out. The week he came out, people respected him and expected him.
Yeah.
But because it was all mirrors, it was all like Zoom mirrors basically. So
yeah.
But yeah, other than that, you're right. They don't respect the 520 that you're gonna put.
He's been the all-star of this deck. Like,
just 19,
play him on turn 6.
19, 20 power, like regular, easily. Because he's getting buffed by the Marvel too himself.
Yeah, it's great. And I always play him last because if you have Blue Marvel, like you play a 1-drop, then play Gilgamesh, it's an extra power on him.
Yeah, and you could even just play Kazar instead, right? If either way you want to play him last. Like say you don't draw the Blue Marvel, then just play Kazar and a 1 on 5.
Yeah.
Then Gilgamesh on 6.
Yeah. No, I'm saying if you're playing Gilgamesh and a 1-drop on turn 6, play the 1-drop first, so it gets the buff, and that's an extra power for Gilgamesh.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, so this is a lot of fun. So if you want to play a Zoo list, this is a great list. And then Kyera, there's no Killmonger, but for locations like Rickety Bridge and shit like that, your 1-drops just survive.
Protects your Mockingbird too.
Yeah, and the automatic snaps from Deadpool's Diner, the Bub snaps, do not activate Hydra Bob.
Oh, okay.
You have to snap or someone else has to snap.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he wasn't jumping around after the automatic snaps.
That'd be hilarious.
I thought it was gonna work. That I'm like, oh yeah, come on, let's do it, but it didn't. So yeah, those are kind of the the lists we've been playing. Deadpool Diner's fucking great. I love it. No big deal. Bought his ticket to SnapCon, so we're going officially.
Yep.
And then what alliances come out in a couple days?
True.
Alliances. We have some interest. We're gonna get all the boys and girls in that need to get in. You know,
I think it's just
filthy-
going to be the filthy casuals, right?
the Filthy Casual Alliance is gonna be.
What do you think,
rocking
Kit? You
and
think the
rolling.
filthy casuals, or do you think filthy casuals?
Oh, just Filthy Casuals. There's no the.
Yeah. No, that. Yeah, okay, I like that. Filthy
Yeah.
casuals.
It's
Yeah.
not official. It's Filthy Casual style.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
fucking.
let's keep it casual. Yeah. So
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
it's a proper noun or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't. I don't know what the fuck that is. We don't got to add extra words. You know,
You're right.
the
Filthy casuals.
just Filthy Casuals.
Mhm.
And you know, we're just gonna have a good fucking time. I'm actually real excited.
Mhm.
Just do our missions and just be idiots and you know, no big deal. He'll surprise the people with a little spice before the pod comes out. You know, he'll drop it in. I think pretty sure you could drop in screenshots and stuff
Oh, nice. Yeah. That'd be
in
sick.
the thing, or you could share decks or whatever. I don't know if it's screenshots.
Mhm.
Yeah, you probably can't do screenshots because then people will probably be fucking sick pieces of shit. So, you know, but I'm thinking you could do like deck, yeah,
Dick
people
pics.
people put like dick pics and porn and shit, and just be fucking ruin it for everyone. Like the internet is a wild place, bro. But I think because in their pictures and their images, I think like there are people sharing decks, so there'll be a way to share decks.
Yeah.
So. That'll be awesome. I'm pretty pumped for that. I think there's an OTA next week too, or some sort of patch or something. So
Yeah, that'll be interesting. Like, you know, because I think there's some clear decks at the top. I think are gonna get hit. So
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see where it all shakes out.
yeah, and then for the alliances too. I mean, we'll get with some of the other content creators that we fuck with a little bit too, and maybe try and have some like battles and stuff with them or something just for fun.
Oh yeah, that'd be sweet if we could find someone else that
like Joe's probably gonna make one. I'm sure Joe would be down. Just like we could have like some weird. We can get Gunny T to set it up. I'm sure the Snap Judge League. If you're in that, again, $1 a month, it's fucking best dollar a month you could spend if you like playing this game and having like little tournaments and screwing around. I'm sure we could make I'm sure Gunny T will be all on the alliances. Alliance versus alliance tournaments.
True.
That would be hilarious. But yeah, I don't know. No big deal, man. What do you gotta say to the people, bro?
Well, I'm sorry if you hated DINER and I felt like I attacked you or whatever, But I stand by what I said. I think the mode's awesome. I think just give it a chance and just try not to blow your load. Try not to go up in stakes too much. Play a little bit conservative stakes, and you'll get Cassandra Nova. Be patient. We still got a week and a half almost, and the more time that goes on, the easier it's gonna get, because all the best players already got their billion bubs or whatever, and you're just not even gonna match up with those guys. So, like the more time goes on, the lower skill level, the lower collection level you're gonna be playing against. So don't stress too much, and just play it casually, and you absolutely can get this card casually. So believe in yourself and believe in the DINER, and go out there and get some fucking bubs. All right.
Yeah.
Get it done. You got this shit. Let's do it.
Exactly. And don't always play on the highest level plate that you can play on.
Yeah.
Play one lower if you want to advance. That's the best way, so you don't go to zero every single time. Everything what No Big Deal said. The DINER is fucking great. I love the DINER. Get your bubs. Best bubs for life. Bub you, bub me, bub everybody. Peace.
Now said, bub.